If Yahweh gave us the revival that we have been praying for, would we survive it? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 2, a Torah portion Shemini, the word meaning 8. Yesterday we began with Acts chapter number 1, verse number 7, referencing the days, the times, the seasons that Yah holds alone in his hand. He alone has authority over them. You and I would like to guess and make good guesses as to what day it is in the calendar of Yah. Are we in the tribulation period? Is it yet to come? Is it halfway over? Is this the time that the anti-Messiah is going to rise up? Has he already come and we just don't know who he is? Is he yet to come? Exactly what time is it? Where are we at? What's going on? So we guess, we devise our calendars, and more often than not, we're wrong. There are just some things that Yah holds to himself. There are some things we know. There are some things that are hidden. And it is the treasure of a king. It is the pleasure of a king to seek those things out. So we seek and we ask, and Yah gives us limited understanding. What we do know is what is described for us here in this Torah portion on the 8th day. We talked about that yesterday. The 8th day. What is that? Well, let's also understand from 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8, that the truth is a day with Yah is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as a day. We also understand from the rabbis' calculations that 6 days have been appointed to man, 6 being the number of man. So for 6,000 years, man has held dominion over the earth. How well have we done our job? We also understand then that the 7th day is the day of the Messiah. As we find in Bereshit, or Genesis chapter number 1, the day begins in darkness. Evening and morning were the first day. So the day of Messiah actually begins as the sun goes down, or at nightfall, or in a time of darkness. We're entering into an increasing shadow of darkness now. Current world events begin to reveal the depravities of man, the calculations of men, the desire of men to put the world under their authority and their increasing control. So darkness is quickly approaching us. We're coming into the day of Messiah. But be encouraged. The day star arises, light comes, darkness is dispersed, and it is overcome. And the brightness and glory of Yeshua, our Messiah, will rise for us and rise on us, Isaiah 60 says. And those that are captive in darkness will come to the brightness of our shining. Things are going to get better. And for that, we say, thank you, Father, and amen. The 8th day is further revealed to us in the inauguration of the Levitical priesthood. And these Kohanim, these sons of Aaron, who have the authority to catch the blood of the offerings and to place it against the altar and to put it in its appropriate places, to enter into the set-apart place and begin to function in their roles as given to them by Yah. We read in chapter number 9 of the book of Leviticus, Vayikra, in verse 2, Moshe said to Aaron, take for yourself a young bull as a sin offering, and a ram as an ascending offering, a perfect one, and bring them before Yahweh. In verse number 7, Moshe said to Aaron, go to the slaughter place and prepare your sin offering and your ascending offering, and make atonement for yourself and for the people, and make the offering of the people and make atonement for them as Yahweh has commanded. Now let's remember that the katat, the sin offering, is not a general one offering fits every measure or every sin offering. It is offered for something specific. So what specifically are we dealing with in the life of Aaron? The word for bull here traditionally, normally is par, P-A-R, as we would transliterate it, but here it is the word egel. Perhaps we would transliterate E-G-E-L. And it refers to a young bull, a younger animal, not necessarily the adult. So for the sin of the gold calf, the younger version of the adult, Aaron goes to the altar and there he presents his offering. And finally, once and for all, he gets this condemnation, this guilt, this, if you will, the monkey off of his back. And he deals with his stuff and he presents the offering. For the people, it is a ram. Now, what is it about a ram that would speak for all of the nation of Israel? Well, if we go back to the life of Yaakov and how his sons dealt with their brother Joseph, let's remember that they took the blood of a ram and dipped Joseph's coat in it, and then deceptively, they presented it to their father and asked, "Is this your son's coat?" For that time of deception, for that time of harshness, of jealousy, of sibling rivalry, finally that sin is dealt with and the nation can be free. What we see then as this inauguration is completed, as the offerings go up, as the priests move in their functions, as they do what they're called to do, Aaron goes into the house of Elohim. He presents the appropriate blood splashes. He comes out and he lifts his hands and he blesses the people. Now, this would be the Aaronic blessing that we learn about a little later on. Once he has pronounced the blessing, once the sacrifices have been offered, once the stuff has been dealt with, then as he blesses, as he prays, the Shekinah of Yah, the glory, the manifested presence of the Most High, falls from heaven and is manifested into the earth, and heaven and earth make a vital connection. Again, as we spoke yesterday, this is that click of the dial where the bridge is built between the realm of the eighth day and the physical realm, and glory begins to be revealed. I find it amazing that Yeshua is an offering that has been given for us, wherein he has atoned for the priesthood and he has atoned for the nation. I find it also amazing that Yeshua did not need to atone for himself. He is the high priest who is without sin, and he can approach the altar in the heavenlies and present his own blood, blood that is worthy, and blood that will satisfy the claims of the Father. And that blood is still alive. Remember, in the heavenlies, there is no time. We've been talking about time and how it interacts and functions here on the earth. In the spiritual realm, in that heavenly realm, Yah is not wearing a wristwatch. Yah does not have a timer on the wall. There's timelessness there, and without time, there is no decay. So the blood that Messiah has presented before the Father at the altar in the heavenlies is blood that is still alive. It's still wet. It still cries out with the life of the Messiah. When we cry out to him in the name of our Messiah, Yeshua, Yeshua then can point to the blood and say, "Father, my blood speaks life to their need. My Father, the blood gives life where sin demands death." And we can find atonement and we can find forgiveness. What this says to us then, that there is a bridge, Yeshua, the bridge between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And he is always available for you and I. Yeshua is the eighth day. He is the 50th day of Shavuot. He is the 50th day of Yovel, where he restores. He is the Shemini Atzeret, the eighth day that is attached to the feast of Sukkot. Yeshua is our bridge to the Father. How wonderful a bridge we have, an opportunity that we have to cry out to the Father in his name, and his blood, the blood of his Son, atones for us all. Blessed be the name of Yeshua, our Messiah. Until tomorrow, shalom.